Over the past month, evidence has emerged that the President of the United States pressured a foreign leader to investigate one of his leading political rivals.
Stop the tape. Chuck Schumer needs to be impeached for lying. Chuck Schumer needs to be impeached for trampling on the United States Constitution decade after decade after decade. Chuck Schumer needs to be impeached for the damage that he has done to the American landscape over the many, many years, too many years, he's been in Congress, both in the Senate and the House of Representatives. Here's a guy, by the way, he's never had a real job in the private sector. He's lived off you and me his entire career. No, it's Chuck Schumer who should face impeachment here. But this brings up the importance of the United States Senate. The framers of the Constitution delineated the role of the House. It's up to the House, the full House, Nancy, the full House of Representatives to vote on impeachment, whether to proceed with impeachment or not. And then, of course, it's up to the United States Senate to hold a trial. This is where Mitch McConnell needs to be heard from somewhere in this equation. Mitch McConnell should be staring at the cameras just like Chuck Schumer is right there and saying, you know what, Nancy? You are not following constitutional precedents. You are not following congressional precedents. You're going off the road, off the charts here. You're going on your own meandering way. You're allowing not the Judiciary Committee, but the Intel Committee and Adam Schiff to conduct the impeachment inquiry, so-called, in secrecy, behind a cloak of darkness. The American people, let alone 435 members of Congress, the American people aren't able to see what's going on because Adam Schiff is not opening up these hearings for the American people to see them. Unlike what happened in 1998, unlike what happened in 1974, the American people could see what was proceeding. But Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi don't want this to happen. So where's Mitch McConnell on this? Why isn't Mitch looking into the cameras like the snake here and say, you know what, Nancy, you're not following procedure. Therefore, you can conduct these darn impeachment inquiries all you want, but they're not going to be taken up here in the United States Senate because you're not following procedure. Even if you take, Nancy, a vote now, retroactively, on impeachment, whether to proceed, you've screwed up the process. You've mucked up the process. Mitch McConnell ought to say, we're not going to take it up. You've got to start all over again. Dare Nancy Pelosi. Challenge Nancy Pelosi. That's what this snake would do. Where is Mitch McConnell on holding the House of Representatives accountable? The President of the United States has every right to defend himself in the process that's been established over the decades when we have faced impeachment in this country. And there is a due process. There is a precedence that has been set. Some things are triggered so the President and members of his party in the House of Representatives can defend themselves. How do you defend yourself against a cloak of secrecy? We don't even know what's going on right now behind closed doors because Adam Schiff won't allow us to do so. So Mitch McConnell needs to back up the President of the United States here and say, you know what, Nancy, you're not following procedure, and we're not even going to take it up. We're not going to address it until you start following the procedure. Call her bluff. Yes, there are mechanisms in the Senate that Mitch McConnell should be taking right now and executing right now to prepare for something like this. It's down into the weeds a little bit involving the parliamentarian, but the bottom line is there are many things that the United States Senate and the leader of the United States Senate can do to counter what's going on in the House of Representatives and to shut up people like Chuck Schumer, who's on television looking at the American people and lying to them. So you see, here's Chuck. A national address, hammering away at the 45th president unabated. It's very important that the Trump White House counters this vile, partisan, hyper-constitutional message with the presidential free shot, the weekly presidential address to educate about the harm that Chuck and company are doing to our constitutional republic.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.